Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. And the fun thing that we are trying to do today is we are playing a deck called Tet Offensive. and ever since I saw this card, Tetsuko, I won't even try to pronounce the rest of this, but it says creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. So just so you know, Tet Offensive is actually something in our history with the Vietnam War. And so Tetsuko, ever since I saw this card, I'm like, all right, I gotta build a deck called Tet Offensive. And I've been kind of playing around with it here and there. And finally, I'm kind of throwing in all the different things I'm doing. So you see a lot of 2-ofs and things like that. But altogether, we're just trying to build this deck, play it, and it's a really low to the ground, not very expensive deck. But we are playing some of like Surge Mare and Lightning Mare in here. So we do have to play enough of the different colors. So I did bring in the Highland Lakes to make sure that we're hitting into 2 colors. But altogether, Surge Mare is fantastic because it is less than 1, so it can swing in without being blocked, and then we can buff it up to become 4. So that's really the goal of the deck. We're going to do a lot of different things where we're swinging in, hopefully using prowess triggers, and some other things to just kind of do extra damage. Lightning Mare, we can pay a little more to get in a little bit more damage. And so we're going to go a little aggressive in the early game. Hopefully just get to a Tetsuko that stays on the battlefield long enough that in the late game they just can't block us and we swing in for the win and kind of just race them out. We do have Wizard's Retort to kind of last a little bit into the late game. A couple things like that to help us draw cards so that hopefully we can find the Tetsuko if they start building a bigger board than us. And Invigorated Rampage to kind of finish off the game if we need to. So that's pretty much the deck. And we're going to get into the gameplay. If you do like the deck, and please give it a like. And if you like the channel, please support me by giving a subscribe. And we will go ahead and get into the gameplay. Thanks so much. All right, everyone, here we are with Tet Offensive in Arena Standard. Let's see what we have in our hand here. So we have the Tetsuko, we have 3 colors, we have an early play. So I think that we keep this, absolutely. And we won't play the Memorial Genius right away because we don't necessarily need to get to our 3 mana right away, so we will keep this. Let's go Mountain into Bomat Courier. Swing in. So I love the Bomat Courier synergy with Tetsuko because one of the issues with Bomat Courier is sometimes you can't swing in with him because he'll just die. But with Tetsuko out, as long as he stays on the battlefield, we should be able to keep him alive pretty much the whole time. All right, so we play an island, and I think that we actually play Soul-Scar Mage here. We have 2 red sources and only 1 mana source in red, so I think that that is the right play. So we're going to go swinging. There's no blockers either. So we're in a pretty good shape here. Opponent plays Aether Hub. And passes the turn. Alright. Playing fairly slow. And I think what we do is we're going to go ahead and get down this Highland Lake. Get down some of our slow lands. We're going to play Tetsuko. Opponent uses their energy to opt. So I'm guessing they have to be looking for an island here. And they kept it on top, so we're going to go swinging. Put another card under Bomat Courier, and we may fire that off next turn with how many lands we have here. Alright, opponent plays an island, plays an opt. Must be looking for more land. Keeps it on top. And we have Wizard's Lightning, so we can actually do quite a bit of damage this turn. They don't have any blue mana. So we're going to play Island. So it's a little risky not leaving up any red mana for the Bomat Courier, but I think that getting in so much damage here is better. So we're going to go to combat, we're going to attack, swing all in, 3 attackers. We're going to play Wizard's Lightning, hit their face. Play Invigorated Rampage. I'm just going to put it on the Tetsuko here. Bring him down to 4, and so next turn we are in pretty good shape. We can even swing all in, unblockable right now, and then the Bomat Courier, maybe we can crack it to see if we can grab another Wizard's Lightning or something like that. Alright, so opponent abrades the Soul-Scar Mage. That's not bad. Bomat Courier is not bad. We will tap down an island for that. Play Bomat Courier. Go attacking. So now we have him down at 1. I think that we go ahead and we crack the Bomat Courier here. Oops, I meant to play the land. Oh well. Now we have an untapped land. So we will play Sulfur Falls. We could play Champion of Wits to draw here. We don't need lands. So we're going to play Champion of Wits. We already have 2 cards we're okay with discarding here. Trying to draw into the things we need. Lightning Mare is not bad. We will drop an island and Tetsuko. And pass the turn. Opponent plays an island. Let's see if they have a Fumigate. They do. So gaining some life, unfortunately. We play island. We'll play Lightning Mare. And we'll go Eternal of Harsh Truths as well. If we draw into a land, we have the Eternalize for Champion Wits. Hopefully drawing into a burn spell. They have Hour of Devastation. We really need to draw into burn here. So play Mountain. Eternalizing Champion of Wits keeps us, lets us have lethal next turn. So take action. Draw 4. We will discard. We get rid of Mountain and Spellweaver Eternal. We had already played a land. So we couldn't have Wizard's Lightning this turn, but we have double Wizard's Lightning next turn. So opponent plays Hour of Devastation, is keeping up 2 mana here. So we're going to hit them with a Lightning, Wizard's Lightning, and Wizard's Lightning. It looks like they didn't have a counter, so there we go. Got the 2 Wizard's Lightnings, and yeah, that was awesome. Alright, so here we are in Arena Standard playing Tet Offensive, and I'm not sure I'm going to show this last game I just played. I won by time, the opponent timing out. He just kind of stopped playing. This hand we will keep. We don't have the Surge Mare, but we are close to everything else. The one issue with this deck is the lands. I probably should be playing 22 instead of 20. I just wanted to squeeze more fun stuff in here. And I know I could get away with it in many games, but not every game. Alright, so Spellweaver Eternal's not bad. Opponent's saying hello. We will say hello back, and then play a Lightning Mare. And pass the turn. And we're hoping that they don't have Goblin Chain Whirler. That is a bad thing for us. Saram. Interesting. Okay, so playing a Saram here. So I don't think opponent's going to be blocking with the Saram, so we're going to go to combat. We will attack in. Do damage, 3. We will bring out the Spellweaver Eternal. And then next turn we can swing and do Wizard's Lightning onto the Saram and do 6 more damage. Aether Sphere Harvester. Draws a card. So now he can tap to... Alright, Sulfur Falls is awesome here. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to Wizard's Lightning the Saram. They are going to crew the Aether Sphere Harvester. And we can hope that they don't have creatures. Or we can swing in and Wizard's Lightning the Aether Sphere Harvester to trade. We're going to play another Lightning Mare and just pass the turn. Opponent plays a Mountain. Toolcraft Exemplar. And so the main thing we're hoping for here is a Tetsuko. Land isn't bad for the Combat Celebrant. Another Aether Sphere Harvester. Spirebluff Canal unfortunately comes in tapped. So we could have Combat Celebrant come down. We can swing in with everything and destroy 1 Aether Sphere Harvester, but they're still going to be gaining 3 life. So I think what we do is we just play Combat Celebrant And I think that we just passed the turn, so no attackers. And the best top deck is a Tetsuko. That just makes us go crazy here. I think that we just win. Opponent plays History of Benalia. So they can crew up both Aether Spheres now. They pass the turn. So I think this is what we're going to do here. So we haven't drawn into the Tetsuko like we've been needing. And I want to... We're going to force the issue a little bit here. Go a little bit aggressive. We're going to play Surge Mare first. We're going to go all out attacking and exerting the Combat Celebrant. So go to Combat. All attack. Exert Combat Celebrant. So what we're wanting to do is we want to clear up their board. So we're fine trading all of our creatures for all of their creatures. And doing a lot of damage in the process. So we're going to go 4 attackers. Make them choose how they block here. Okay, so opponent blocks and blocks. We are going to go ahead and fire off the Wizard's Lightning on the Aether Sphere Harvester blocking the Combat Celebrant. So they will gain 6 life. We're going to bring them down by 6 life as well. They actually haven't paid yet. And then we're going to go attacking again. Opponent lets it through, they drop down to 5. And so, I mean, we were hoping that they would block again, which it makes sense they didn't. But now if we draw into a Tetsuko, we have lethal next turn. They play a Johnny. Putting some counters on some knights. Crewing up an Aether Sphere Harvester. They're swinging in. We are going to block the knight with our Surge Mare. An Aether Chaser doesn't quite help us here, but we have Surge Mare, number 2, Aether Chaser, and now we say no attackers. Even though it doesn't look like it, we are in fairly decent shape here. As long as their board doesn't get wider, which it did. With a lifelinker, unfortunately. So again, we're looking for a Tetsuko. So opponent's going to swing in for 11, and I think that we have to take it this turn. So no blockers. We have to keep our Surge Mares alive to have a shot here. Another Combat Celebrant. So we play down Combat Celebrant. And we're just going to have to stay back and block and hope for a Tetsuko again. So opponent puts counters on. They'll be able to gain some life. Opponent crews. And I think they just swing in for 3 in the air. Alright, they're going all out. Oh yeah, to flip the Legion's Landing. Makes sense. We will block here. So we're going to block this way. We do lose the Lightning Mare, but we get to kill a lifelinker, which I think is important here. So 3 blockers. We drop down to 3. Wizard's Lightning. And I think actually if we go all out attacking, we win here. So we're going to go to combat, attack. All attack, hold back the Celebrant. So they can create a lifelinker. But I think between the Surge Mares and everything else, we're actually okay. We have 3 more damage in hand. So we go 5 attackers. Let's see how they block. We are going to create a servo. Opponent creates a vampire. They have an extra blocker now. Go to blockers, and let's see how they block here. Opponent blocks the Combat Celebrant. Alright, so as is, if they... So let's say that we use Wizard's Lightning and kill the vampire. We could keep the Combat Celebrant, but that won't matter because he doesn't untap. So let's do this. So let's just Wizard's Lightning. And then we go to damage. We're not going to buff up the Surge Mares because then they will die. All right, so opponent scoops it up. Yep, so we had the game there. Oh man, that was awesome. Very, very close, but yep, we had it. All right, so you guys got to see the power of Tet Offensive with Tetsuko. Actually, we didn't get Tetsuko in the last game, but I actually was kind of glad because then you got to see the power of the rest of the deck. So the main thing is, our biggest downfall is if people are playing Goblin Chain Whirler, which in most competitive matchups, you might run into that. But otherwise, we are super powerful. And we are playing a lot of stuff with bigger toughness on the other side to make sure that we do match up well against the aggro matchups. So I think in the sideboard, what you would bring in is more Surge Mares, you know, a little bit more control slash, you know, like some of these types of creatures that can survive a little bit better. Anyway, it's a super fun deck, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, again, leave me a like. If you have any suggestions for the deck, put it down in the comments below. But overall, I think the deck did pretty well. I did go 3-0, although the second game was because the opponent timed out, so I may not even include that. But still, I hope you guys liked it, and we'll see you in the next video.